fits well within the dictates of National Development Strategy 1, NDS 1, in that infrastructure is the main enabler to development. The development of the airport is now attracting quite a lot of aircrafts coming through to the destination Zimbabwe. And it is not only about the aircrafts that come to the destination of Zimbabwe, but for as long as you have a very good airport, it also means that your number of people who come into the country increase. Remember, the tourism sector is aiming at achieving a $5 billion economy. And for it to achieve that $5 economy, there must be accessibility. And accessibility by international travelers is mainly through air, because some of the source markets that the destination actually has as its additional market are way across oceans. We have source markets such as the USA and Americas in general, Europe in general, as well as the United Kingdom, Australia, and the Eastern Bloc. These are people who want to visit destinations where they know there are facilities that will allow them to land, and where they would want to enjoy the hospitality of those countries. But without good public infrastructure on the airport side, it means that there will be no connection between the country and those other source markets. But the construction of an airport on its own may not necessarily be adequate without it having support structures, support infrastructure. So after the Victoria Falls International Airport was constructed, the private sector and public sector fell over each other trying to develop other supporting infrastructure. We can see that in Victoria Falls there are a lot of other hotels and lodges that have now come up to try and support the Victoria Falls International Airport, because there are now more people who are coming through into our country. There are now more people coming into Victoria Falls. So those hotels are then giving accommodation to people who are coming through to the destination. This is a very serious, so the development of the airport therefore is a very serious enabler to the growth of tourism.
Classic 263 Radio, taking stock and presenting President Emmerson Mnangagwa's achievements. Classic 263 Radio, now we're talking. President Emmerson Mnangagwa, his administration and like-minded Zimbabweans have been working tirelessly to build Zimbabwe into an upper-middle economy by 2030. Attention and successes have so far been scored in job creation, fight against corruption, development of modern and affordable healthcare system, development of infrastructure, and generation of unprecedented educational and employment opportunities for the youths. Classic 263 Radio takes stock and presents President Emmerson Mnangagwa's achievements.
The construction of an additional 2 units at Hwange 7 and 8 will add 600 megawatts onto the national grid in Zimbabwe. The expansion project entails the construction of 2 units of 300 megawatts each, adding to the existing 920 megawatts Hwange power station at a cost of 1.5 billion. The envisaged economic growth under the National Development Strategy 1 is premised on the relative energy supply improvement, and the goal is to ensure every Zimbabwean has sufficient reliable energy, whether on-grid or off-grid. The government has made efforts in creating a conducive environment for renewable energy sources, and in 2020, President Mnangagwa launched the Renewable Energy Policy, which is the attainment of Vision 2030, and the policy aims to achieve at least 27% of eternal power generation coming from renewable sources by 2030. Well, right now I'm joined by an electrical engineer, that's Mr. Edzai Kachirekwa, as it tells us more on what the expansion of the Hwange 6 and 7 thermal power does, and how it will benefit us as Zimbabweans?
Well, the Wanges 6 and 7, which is probably on the tune of, like you said, 1.5 billion, and which will be producing approximately 600 megawatt at the power stations, which is 7 and 8 expansion project in Matabele and North Province. It will definitely be a critical economic enabler beyond increased power generation, as it will also boost several ancillary projects that actually feed into the ongoing construction works. And I believe we also are aware that it is being funded by China Exim Bank, Sino Hydro, and the government of the Republic of Zimbabwe and Zimbabwe Power Company. So the project, we all know that it's now at 89% complete, with its first phase expected to be commissioned in November, and the last phase probably sometime in March 2023. And it is definitely this expansion project has already created more than 3,000 jobs for locals, and it has a downstream impact on supplies of key materials. Yes, and at the same time, the project's positive impact dovetails with the Second Republic's drive to transform Zimbabwe into an upper middle economy by 2030.
Classic 263 Radio, taking stock and presenting President Emmerson Mnangagwa's achievements. Classic 263 Radio, now we're talking.
At 16 minutes after the auction on the best station, Classic 263 Radio. Yes, many thanks goes to our news desk for giving us the news at exactly 10, and more news will be back at exactly 11. And I'm seeing so many messages. Thank you very much, guys, for sending through. Indeed, this is Classic 263, and if you're just